Hi, my name is Dave DiBiasio. I'm the Vice President of Sales and Marketing, Precision Coating Companies. Joining me today is Dick Buxton, who is the Director of our Applications and Process Engineering at Precision Coating.
Morning.
Morning, Dick. Today we'd like to talk to you a bit about coating guide wires. Precision Coating is recognized as the expert worldwide in coating guide wires, and we've literally coated hundreds of millions of wires over the past 40 years that we've been doing so. We quote for all major CMOs and OEMs throughout the world, and we quote various platforms, interventional, minimally invasive platforms, wire products used in various market sectors, and other core surgical applications. So today we'd like to look at some of the common questions that are asked by our customers about coating guide wires, both about the coatings and the substrates. And we'd also like to hopefully give you information that will allow you to choose the right coating and expedite your platform to production as soon as possible. So I'd like to start with one of the most common questions, Dick, that we receive from our customers, and that is, when you're coating discrete length wire, what is the maximum length and the minimum length that you can coat?
So one of the questions I think, David, isn't really what is the maximum length wire, is what's the maximum length coated area you'd like to have coated.
Good point.
We can coat a longer wire length than the actual coated length. The coated length maximum is 320 centimeters or about 10 feet. The remainder of the wire would be masked or suspended somehow on the fixture. Obviously, it would have to be somehow handled in a different way.
Got it. So that's a good segue into the next question, which is how much holding area do you need to be able to coat the wire?
Well, it kind of goes hand in hand with some of the questions of masking. How much of a masking tolerance will I get? In some cases, if I have a tight masking tolerance, it's preferred to use a tape method. The masking tolerance in that case is plus or minus 60 thousandths or 1.5 millimeters. In that case, I prefer to have at least 50 millimeters if I could, about 2 inches. I can live with less, but it also is dependent upon wire diameter and length. If I go into the mechanical fixturing, it's not such of a discrete length or a cut, let's say sharp. It's more of a fade out of coating. The fade out could be as much as 200 thousandths. Usually it's a little less, about 5 millimeters. In that mechanical fixturing, I can hold a minimum of 200 thousandths, but prefer a half an inch if I could have it.
Very good. Well, you mentioned masking. I'm sure there going to be a lot of questions associated with that. You talked about fixtures and tape. Sounds like there's multiple ways to mask the product.
There is, many ways. There's also ways that we can add areas in the middle section or midsection of the wire that would be uncoated as well. In either case, being tape or mechanical fixturing, we have ways of doing that as well.
Okay.
And we have ways that we can coat wires with 2 different colors and put marker bands if you'd like.
Oh, very good. So there's a lot of flexibility in that regard. Do you have to buy specific fixturing to mask, or can you use existing fixturing and maybe a cap-on tape?
Depending on your drawing requirements, we prefer almost always to use our standard fixturing methods. Volume might have more to do with an issue where if you're going to be a repeat customer and ask for a large quantity monthly, we might ask for an NRE charge where we would buy fixturing or you would buy fixturing, so that the racks are ready to go and readily usable.
Very good. So for you listeners, Precision Coating coats about 89% of our product via automated application. So Dick, what would you say is the benefits of automated application?
Dave, I got to tell you, one of the things that we did is we replicated as much as we could what the sprayer did. I can't imagine me being an old man trying to keep up with that robot all day long. Same arm speed, same distance, and just doing that every minute, every day, the same method.
I think that would make anybody tired, Dick, and you're holding tight tolerances to boot.
The benefit of automation as well is the fact that as we've grown and learned more and more about the attributes of coating, we can dial in and hold a better coating thickness masking tolerances, and overall a better performing wire because of the automation process.
Got it. You did mention the fixturing, that you prefer to use the existing fixturing. It tailors itself well to a lot of the different applications that we have. But there are times where you may need specific fixturing that the customer may need to purchase.
True, and again, it's based mainly on the drawing application, wire diameter. There's a lot that goes into it, and really, to have a drawing up front to understand the customer's requirement is always beneficial.
Got it. You just mentioned wire diameter. So one of the questions we almost always seem to receive is, what's the smallest diameter wire you can coat? I'm using this in tortuous vessels with a lot of turns and small diameter. What's the smallest we can coat?
We go down as small as 5 thousandths in diameter. We have done some 4 thousandths, but they're more of a ground distal end.
Okay.
On a larger diameter. So it might start out as an 014 and then be ground as a fine distal down to a 3.5 or a 4. When we're down around the 5 thou, we're probably at a length of anywhere from, let's say, 4 to 10 inches.
Okay.
The issue with the small diameter is it becomes more of let's say a bird's nest when we start to handle large volumes of wires. It wants to intertangle itself.
Understood. So it's very important how we receive it, how the packaging is,
Correct.
what packaging is used, and how it's sent. Yep. So there's various substrates that you can coat. What type of substrates do you work with?
So all the substrates. I mean, we do all the stainless steel alloys, such as MP35N. We do nitinol, tungsten, helium. Sorry,
I always struggle with that one too.
And platinum as well. So we handle just about all.
Very good. Very good. Well, so that's an introduction to what we're going to offer to you both on our website and also on various social media platforms. If you have any additional questions or other thoughts, please visit our website, which is www.precisioncoating.com. And we have blog information, we'll have video clips and other information that will certainly be helpful for you as you advance your project. Thanks for being with us today, and thank you, Dick, for the insightful information.
Always a pleasure.
Thanks.